those
my
missions.
it's my yin yang.
Donny,
Yeah.
remember the last time I told you that that I normally get more adrenaline from racing than DMZ?
Yeah.
Remember, right? Delta Force fights actually give me more adrenaline than DMZ fights because they know that you're gonna lose this gear. Like,
Yeah.
the gear fear in Delta Force is real. So when you start engaging the fight, you know, gotta come up as tactical as possible. You gotta work on rotations. You gotta work on trying to figure out the locations of these people, and you gotta try to take the advantage to win this fight. Like, I don't know if you saw when we were playing the other night, but we are actually, I must say, we're actually getting better for just playing like 3 nights together, or 2 nights.
Yeah, we've won. I think
Yeah.
we're winning like every other fight. I mean,
Yeah, we've
we're
been
not-
in at least 50 to 60% of fights so far.
It's been pretty good. I mean, it's like you said, Donnie. It's a whole lot slower. It's more tactical. It's supposed to be an extraction shooter, which it is, but it really brings in just like it's more of a tactical shooter than anything. But maybe that's just because we're like just immune to caring about exfilling. I'm just like, I don't really know. Like I think the other night I had $968,000, and when I got off last night, I had 94,000 because I was just spending it on custom guns. I'm like, whatever. I don't really have any gear fear because of DMZ kind of ruined that, and I'm trying to get it back. But I think I just did it to myself because now I have no gear and no money, and so I'm pretty much stuck 0 to hero. Sorry, guys.
I got 1.9 mil, so
I've got a lot of green ammo, so we're good to go, man.
Yeah, at least with Delta Force, I've been enjoying the missions and doing that all over again, like I used to do with DMZ, because I enjoy doing those missions, especially when you're, you know, like with Zero and everybody, you know, has that mentality of, you know, you have that gear fear, you got this mission item, you're running across the map, and next thing you know, your 2 friends are down. And then I got in the craziest 1v3 and everybody was just going ballistic.
Oh my gosh. And
yeah, that even freaked me out.
It freaked me out.
So on Wednesdays, there's the Challenge Wednesdays, which is one of the things I look forward to the most. Because that actually gives you a little bit of gear fear because you have to at least retain like your weapon that chat is wanting to use, or like you're trying to accomplish something that nobody else in the server is trying to accomplish. And that's always been really, really fun outside of doing the actual missions. The missions were great. You know, I've gone back and had a second account and redid all the missions. And it was really fun doing that. And Serpentine is always a challenge to do. And especially now with the cheaters on Ashika, it's nearly impossible. So when you get it done, it's a really cool accomplishment. It feels really fun to go get someone Serpentine camo. That's really fun.
Yeah, that was amazing.
I know a lot of people say that Ashika Island is Cheater Island, but I've showed Cappy on some of my videos and stuff. The lobbies that I get are, and I was told that this is because of my gameplay and I'm not so good at it, so I'm at the lower end of the lobbies. But the lobbies that I get, I literally laid down in front of this guy and I shot him in the face and I killed him. Like I dive off we're over at over by the bar. I jump off the bridge and I land in front of him, and I'm like 6 inches from his face, and I sit there and I shoot him in the face, and he doesn't do anything. He doesn't react or anything. He just lays there looking at me, and he gets on, and it's not a bot because he gets on comms like, I didn't even see you right there, and I'm like, bro, I'm right in front of your face, like 6 inches. How do you not see me? Listen, it's your gameplay. You know, your KD's not so high, so you got these lower lobbies and stuff, which I don't mind. You know, I don't mind it. I'm successful. I get the content I want. You know. And I the easiest squad wipe ever. I mean, my 2 teammates go down. I don't know how they go down because I'm the shittiest player on the team, and I end up wiping that entire squad. And it's like, what happened just here? You know, so not all the time is it cheaters. I mean, I do run into the harder, the better players later on in the map, but you know, I have a different opinion on Ashika Island. I don't think it's really all that
I need your
set
lobbies
on
in.
cheaters. No,
I was
seriously,
just going to say the same
go
thing,
check out.
'cause I think
Go check out some of my videos. Go check out some of my videos. I go in with a one plate and a either ground loot weapons or contraband weapons I haven't tampered with or anything, and I go in and I could, knife someone from 500 meters away and take a shot with a pistol 6,000 meters away and down them. It's like, what are my lobbies? What am I getting into?
be thankful. Be thankful.
And I think I
have
told you this
been
last
in
time too,
Ashika
Cabby.
13 times, and each time was a cheetah.
I think I told you
13
this
out of
last time
13.
too.
Donnie's
So-
over here bragging about his
No.
lobbies and stuff, making me kind of jealous right now. I want your lobbies, bro.
Yeah,
Donnie's
but
got
seriously-
the keys to my lobbies.
I was telling Cappy last time we talked that I don't know if you came and seen it, but my lobbies are ridiculously. They look really easy. I mean, yeah, like I said, I'll run into a couple people that are cheating and stuff like that under the map, and it's just, I don't know. It's pretty interesting that that happens.
Yeah, when I was talking with Donny about this, so when I was doing my mission Mondays, and there's like certain items or passives that I have to try to collect to knock out, like the masks and the vases and the cigar boxes.
Oh yeah,
I'm always running the cheaters, but then Donnie's sending me pictures and chatting it up in live streams like, hey, I got this. This is easy.
So in one raid I came across, was it 4 or 5 cigar boxes
Yeah.
in one raid, and I was like, do you want me to carry these out for you? I could get a bag and carry these out for you. And it's just like,
Yeah, I can get a gold skull and some.
Oh, Donnie was getting everything that I was trying to look for so hard when I was just doing my passive missions on my other account.
and I was telling
I would
Cappy, I
have
was like,
no
I wish
luck.
I had Cappy's lobby somewhere
No,
that
no.
give me
No, you
challenges,
don't.
because I feel like if I go against somebody who's better than me, I'm gonna get better just by playing against the better people. So,
Maybe you're not on the Ashika. You don't want my Ashika lobbies. Please don't be short.
Yeah, your blood pressure will go up
Don't be sure.
dramatically.
No. That's why I do not play that map anymore. Like, for example, Vondel, I could get like 70-30, like 30% cheaters, 70% good matches. Almaj is what you see him. But Ashika is 100% cheaters. I have not had a raid without cheaters. I exfilled in one of them, and that's because I got picked up by the cheaters. That's when I had the things for Serpentine. I had
You
things
got
for
the Bombmaker's
Serpentine,
blend.
and then they killed me. Like they killed Zero and Cobra, and it was just running. I went around. I circled Ashika like 2 or 3 times, and they followed me exactly where it was. I had a stealth vest, everything. They followed exactly where it was, no matter how far I went. Then they killed me inside the tunnels, and I was like, "You see, you guys that are cheating? I think you're going to rot in the deepest part of hell." And then he picked me up, and I went straight, and he exfilled, and I exfilled straight and exfilled.
Yeah, that was
Craziest
super
part
lucky.
of the Serpentine run. It was wild.
and I think Jared was one that benefited from that because I gave that away to him, and I think Cobra gave his to, it was Motor, right? Motor Warrior.
Yes.
So we did 2 serpentine. We had 2 serpentines in like the same day, I think it was, and then we give them out in 2 separate streams.
I need to do a serpentine run still. I gotta get that camo.
Yeah, we might gotta let you go on Ashika, get the stuff first, and Asphil, and then we could do the rest around there.
Yeah, I'll go get your guys' stuff for you.
Because Ashika is a no, man. Ashika is terrible. Very
I
terrible.
mean, so when I run on Ashika, I will exfil about 80% of the time. 80% of the time I'm exfilling with, whatever, it's an 80% chance I'm going to exfil on Ashika. So the other 20%, it's because I had bad teammates or randoms that weren't wanting to do the same thing. So
I
the
don't
next
even
question.
50% of times.
So the next question we have is, what's your weapon or your loadout? Whether it's Warzone, whether it's Delta Force, Tarkov, what is your weapon setup? Or if it's a secret, you don't have to share it. Just say it's a secret. Because I know a lot of people don't like to give out their recipes for success.
Well, we
It's up
stream,
to you.
so
It's up
we
to
don't
you
have
guys.
much secrets. We stream, so we don't have much secrets, to be fair.
My weapon loadout for like DMZ is always SMG sniper. Unless I'm going to like a small map like Bondel or Ashika, I'll just take SMG. Or I'll just like an AR build, like a 7.62 build. If I go mod, it's always SMG sniper. If I'm doing Warzone, it's let's say Rebirth, because I love Rebirth. It's always SMG AR, and I use either the LC10 or the. I've been using the SOG recently a lot, just because it's really OP. In the Kilo 141, so that's my Rebirth run right there. So those are my loadouts. I love either the Bell or the Lockman sub or the MCPR for Mozzie though. That's always my go-to.
For me, DMZ. DMZ is the MCPR sniper. If I had to round off an AR, it might probably be a close call between the Chimera and the Hemlock. And my SMG, same as 40, the Lockman sub being the number one, then the Vel and the Baspi. Oh, I forgot the ISO 9mm. The ISO 9mm is up there with me as well. Delta Force, I actually like the CI-19. That gun slaps. That is why you will see me. Well, I actually have it there, but I haven't used it as often, but it works. And also I use the M4 in Delta Force. Warzone is the Kilo. I either run the Kilo and the C9, or maybe the GPR and the C9. And my sniper of choice is the Victus.
Let's go back to ARs real quick with DMZ. That actually reminded me, because that's like my new AR of choice when it comes to like SMG AR builds is a freaking TAC 56 that I picked up off someone the other day. And I forgot who it was. It was like, oh yeah, and I asked them like, should I use this? And they're like, oh yeah, I think it was you, Gabby, right? They said, oh yeah, use that.
Yep.
That thing was so freaking OP. I can't believe I actually killed with that. We exfilled with it, which was amazing. And I had given it to a random that we picked up. I ended up killing with it. And then I went back in and I started doing a little challenge with it, but I built it with iron sights. Kathy recommended iron sights with it. And that thing was so crazy fast ADS. After about, 25 meters or so, it has a little less knockdown power, but anywhere within 25 meters and above, yeah, you weren't beating it. Even if you had an SG, you weren't beating that gun. That thing was just insane. So that's my new like AR close range. I like the Chimera. That gun is just way too OP. Like I was making fun of it too when I picked it up. I was like, this gun is bullcrap. Like this thing is trash. It was me and Atura that were playing, and I was like, and the captain was like, yeah, try it out. Get some kills with it. You got to use it. So I made Atura take me back, go pick it up, and then we just began to like destroy the lobby with that gun. It was phenomenal. With that rule of thumb, do not judge a book by the cover. I judged that gun. I thought it was trash. It actually is.
I think my weapon of choice across all platforms, if available, my number one category, even though I'm playing a shooter, FPS, I like melee. I find it fascinating to run around a map with people that are firing automatic weapons at each other and snipers that can reach 500 meters, and somehow I can get up on you and just get like literally right up on you with melee. But my across all games for first person shooters, I like the marksman class for weapons in general. So anything that is a single fire carbine type weapon, like a lever action or like a VSS type weapon, that's really what I enjoy. I like single fire, trying to get just the headshot and be as accurate as possible. But I think in DMZ, if you had to just leave me with one weapon, just leave me with either the Tonfa stick or the dual commas.
Yeah, for me, I love sniping. Been using the MCPR for a very long time, but if I also had to choose a backup weapon, I would go with the ISO 9. That's a very underrated SMG, but my favorite SMG has been the Vasniv. That's been a lot of fun.
Asnas is a pretty good 9mm. I mean, it's small. It's underrated. It's still a good weapon to use. Like,
I've
especially
always
when you get.
enjoyed doing like off meta. So like, or what I classify as off meta. So anytime something is identified as being like the mainstream gun, I want nothing to do with it. I want to go use what no one else is using, or like the smallest category of people are using. I always
The
find unconventional. It just provides a different challenge in a way. It makes you approach the game differently.
A lot of people don't like using. They don't like the M13C. They're like, oh, it's a crappy gun. It doesn't have no. But the M13C is actually a really good gun to use. It's not built for long distance, but if you're that mid to short range distance, it serves almost as an SMG and an AR, which it will reach out and touch something, but not as good as a regular AR will. But then you still have that ability to go close up and move faster when you're in those close quarters.
Yeah,
right. The M13C is nasty.
Yeah, it's
Very
the same
nasty.
class like the Chimera that M13C is. It's like that short to mid-range, AR. That's pretty much what that class is. But most people, when they think AR, they're thinking out past like 25, 30, 40, 50 meters. That's what usually most people are looking at. That's why a lot of people think it's crap. Because it was good when it first came out. I loved that gun. What was it for MW3 when they had the at the end of MW2 when they started bringing out MW3 and where you were able to unlock the M13Z, like that gun, everybody used it. And it was amazing. So I liked it.
That's like when like for example, if you watch me long enough, you will realize that if I go in with a sniper and a Chimera, you will not see me with the SMG, because the Chimera is my SMG. And my mid-range AR. So like that's why like you will see me like if I have a Hemlock, a M13B, or a TAC 56, I will probably carry another SMG with me. But there's certain ARs that I can run without carrying the SMG, because they are very capable. The M13C is one, the Chimera is one, and the AK platform, the 74, 7.62, they're all capable of handling because all of them hit hard up close. And the Chimera, so far I have realized, is the only AR that I have successfully beat the Lockman sub and the Vel up close with a Chimera.
Yeah, that 7.62 is a beast, man. That's a cheater gun right there. I'm sorry to tell you. That gun has, if you build it right, 0 recoil. You can tag people and call a hacker all day. I know. And it was a Jameson. Jameson used my build, and the first time he actually used it by himself, he got shadow banned because they thought he was cheating because it had no recoil. They match reported him. It was crazy. He messaged me like right after, was like, "Bro, I just got shadow banned because of your gun." I was like, "Damn."
Yeah, a lot of it comes down to play style too. So yeah, you get those lost and forgotten about ARs that can kind of serve as a hybrid SMG. To get more reach out of it, you just have to become a player that is constantly thinking about positioning so that you can mount that gun, which is in DMZ is a very, very forgotten about aspect of trying to be more accurate with your shots, is mounting your sniper rifle to get less sway, mounting a smaller platform AR to get more reach. Even an SMG can become extremely accurate at 50 meters when it's mounted correctly up on the lip of a roof. But it's just depending on what weapon you use, your play style has to slightly adjust. And DMZ is all about positioning. It's the team that has the better position is typically going to win the fight. And where you position yourself depends on the firepower of the team. So knowing, not having random, we hardly ever have randoms. It's usually all of us together, and we know each other's loadouts and we know each other's play styles. And, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to use different weapons, but yeah.
That's one of the things I like about DMZ, because DMZ doesn't really have a meta gun if you study it. DMZ has guns that perform better at ranges, but DMZ doesn't have meta guns like Black Ops does. Like, for example, the GPR is probably the best gun in Black Ops alongside the Kilo. So like they could hit you from close, mid, far, and you're cooked. But in DMZ, you got the M13B, you got the Hemlock, you got the Tempest Razorback. You have multiple ARs that are capable of handling mid to far range. Then you got mid-range guns like the 74U, the 7.62, the 5.45, the Chimera, and like up close the Chimera, the M13C. So like there's not really a set meta in DMZ. You could beat a Lotman sub with a Vel. You could beat a Vel with a Bass B. You could even beat all of them with a the Hurricane, because the Hurricane is also another gun that is underrated as well. Because the Hurricane actually has one of the the furthest range out of all the SMGs.
Shout out to the Fennec.
Yeah, and the Fennec shreds up close.
Oh my god, the Fennec is OP. That saved my life in W21.
Yeah, it depends on how you build the gun. So like, for example,
Exactly.
people look at me and say, a lot of people tend to use like armor piercing and SMGs. I have a Bass P build with high velocity.
Yes, sir.
Because I am using that from 0 to 30 meters. SMG is not supposed to go past technically 20, but that hits up in 30 because of the high velocity. So it's just how you build the weapons in DMZ. That is why I like DMZ as well, because metas don't exist. A Victus hits just as hard as an MCPR, that hits just as hard as a FJX Imperium. And if you're close enough, the SPX and the LAB hits just as hard as them.
Yep.
So it's just a distance thing.
So that's the best thing about DMZ and like MW2 is the tuning capability too. Because everybody tunes their guns different. And if you tune it a certain way, it's not like you can put all the same exact components on everything on two different guns. But you have one person tune one gun, another person tune another one, and one of them is going to outshoot the other one. It's going to beat the other one just because of the slight tuning. It's one might have a faster ADS, and another one might have a better aim and stability, and that all takes into effect too. So that's one thing I really love about DMZ is that capability right there over like anything else.
A lot of people rely on their personal build that they create. I've come to realize that it doesn't matter what the build is. You can go in. I mean, look at some of the guys that you guys watch, the streamers that you watch. They die with their own builds. I'm a firm believer. It's not the player doesn't make the gun. The gun makes. Wait, am I saying this correct?
The other way around.
Yeah. So the gun makes the player, not the player makes the gun. So it's being able to use and adapt to what you have, than having to rely on a certain build, because you may not always have that build with you, and you're like, oh, I wish I had this build, I wish I had that, and you go to the workbench and you try to make it the close to what you can, but it's not the same thing. I know for me, for example, I go in and I can pick up a ground loot, and I know the abilities of that weapon, and I know what I'm capable of doing with making that weapon and being successful with it. If I'm going in and I pick up the Nervousness, for example, and it's ground loot, it has no attachments on it at all, I'm gonna grab that thing and I'm gonna say, hey, I gotta be a little more mobile when I'm using this thing against other players, because that's gonna give me the advantage. And then I'm gonna shoot the hell out of them with that Nervousness and keep moving, and then keep flashing and keep moving, and then I get successful with it. So it's all about your ability to use the gun rather than what's on it, because you can go in and with a naked gun and still be successful.
I totally agree, because I went into a Sheikah. We have done plenty 0 to hero Sheikas, and I went in a Sheikah, pick up a bot mini back, use a bot mini back, and I had 8 kills with a bot mini back. And lots of people say the mini back is the crappiest SMG, but it really isn't. So
Absolutely
it is
not.
As you said, you need to know how to learn how to use it. And as Zero mentioned earlier, what makes us different is that thing called Challenge Wednesdays that we have been doing. I have not seen any other streamer that had challenges approach some of the challenges that we have had, because I believe we have had some of the most difficult challenges out of everybody. I've watched bees do challenges, I've watched Onyx challenges, and I'm like, why do people give us, who is lesser of streamers as these big guys, these challenges that are so ridiculous? But you know what? We still do it regardless. Like, the most epic one I think we've probably done is the Zaya bomb.
Yes.
That was killing somebody with Zaya bomb was absolutely crazy, but we did it on the third attempt.
We almost got it on the first attempt.
I almost did it on the first.
That was
my two favorite challenges. One was when me and Cappy first came out with Challenge Wednesday. We were like, no, we need to do a challenge thing. So me and Cappy came out with it. And my first favorite ones that we ever done was the pistol challenge, the GS Magnum, the full auto.
Yes.
Dude,
on Vondo.
Akimbo, yes, on Vondo. Akimbo, we were shredding. I think I ended up getting like 6 or 7 kills that raid because I was going.
It was
off.
me on Chaos, yeah.
Yes.
I think it was me on
and
Chaos.
then my second favorite one, which actually tells you, it actually brings your team to see how well you work together. That was it was me, Cappy, and it was Dibble Doink. Us three. We had to do a special challenge where one person was a looter, one person was a buyer, and the other person was...
That was my challenge.
Yes.
Zero gave us that challenge. Yeah.
Zero gave us that challenge, and that right there will show. It's like, okay, this right here is really going to test our ability, and that's what these challenges really do. It tests our ability and tests if we're able to work together as a team. That's one reason we really came out with it too, was for that aspect. Now, we've had some really tough challenges where, like, Cobra is not allowed to do a challenge if I'm playing because he does some stupid shit. I hate challenges.
I'm just trying to challenge you.
They are the worst challenges ever. Cobra's not allowed to do a challenge whenever I'm playing, so...
we had a challenge. Maybe it was me, Farty, and Soapy. And I think it was Cobra and somebody else that gave us a challenge. Those were actually the hardest challenges I've ever had. That night was
Arceus and myself giving some of the most insane challenges.
Yeah,
and
Cobra.
40
One of them dealt with the
throwing a
weapons
fit.
case where we had to get the weapons case right off the rip. We had to get the weapons case and we had to keep it and go to final. And we had to take and put it in a boat. And that's whenever Dibble Doink, we actually ended up doing it, but Dibble Doink kept jumping up and down, like on the final expo, like, Dibble, stop jumping. And he jumped up, and that time we killed him. I was like, he's like, what happened? I was like, bro, I told you to stop jumping to the final.
And then he got launched out.
Yeah, and then he made a video about it. He's like, this is why you should always listen to your teammates about not jumping on final. And I was like, that thing ended up getting like 20,000 views. I laughed. I loved.
Dude got sucked out the final expo. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that shit was so funny. I started laughing. I was like, bro, what happened? We ended up getting it though, because I think it was either Cappy or myself. One of us had the weapons case, so we accomplished.
No, Dibble had it. Dibble had it, but he got sucked out with it.
Yeah, Dibble had the weapons case.
And he got sucked up with the weapons case. Farty was like, Dibble, stop jumping, zoop. I told you.
Oh my god. He was like, what happened? I was like, dude, you can't jump in the final exfil or in the heavy chopper because it will kill you when you jump out of exit, when you jump up and down the exfil as well. Because it was turning. It was doing its turn to exfil us. And he jumped up while it was turning. I was like, dude, don't do it. It's going to kill you. Bam, it killed him. I was like, bro.
Sucked him out through the side door and spit him out.
Oh my god.
with the weapons case on him.
It's happened to me before.
And we discovered something
funny.
for the first time this week. We discovered that you can actually destroy the weapons case.
You can
Yeah,
duplicate
right.
that weapons case
That's
too.
right.
We destroyed it to this week when we were fighting a team on High Rise. Actually, cheaters. So Zero was trying to rescue the heavy chopper for the second time, and it fell off on its side. And while trying to rescue it on its side, the heavy chopper hit the bottom floor of the high rise, and it blew up and it destroyed the weapons case. And that I was so shocked. That's the first time I've ever saw it destroyed. Like, no joke, it disappeared off the map.
Yeah, when you play this game, I don't know. I know I have a couple thousand hours in this game between all of us. I mean, we might have 8,000 to 10,000 hours in this game. So the things that you come across sometimes are just like, wait a minute, how did I not know about this after playing for this long? And who else not know about it?
I got like 4,000 hours. That's wild.
For this next question, we're